Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where there's a pay-per-view on Thursday and no one really cares, including the WWE. It's Lost to the Midcard. We are back here talking, we got some interesting things to talk about. We're going to kick it off with probably the biggest topic of the week here before we talk some TV and a lot of headlines, and we'll even preview that pay-per-view no one cares about, Crown Jewel, and run through the predictions in the card and all that fun stuff. And also, we've got our mailbag back again. All you got to do for that, get a question in on the next week's show. Why don't you email us at litmcpodcast@gmail.com, and any question you want within pro wrestling, or hell, anything. We'll answer anything. Why not? And just send us an email at litmcpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll put that in for you. We're going to do that at the end of the show. Before we get going, thanks to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and all your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. And you can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. Links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, as well as our Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share some of the great tweets within the wrestling world. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett, and you can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. Our usual co-host, Matt Black, he is on assignment this week, but you can follow him on the Twitter at Raw of Showtime. And our other co-host, as always, he is on the Twitter at No One Like D. It is Mr. Daryl Bullock. Daryl, how you doing?
What up, son?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot, man. Why don't we get into the elephant in the room, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This just happened over the course of the past, I would say, 36 hours or so. NXT star Jordan Myles was lashing out at the WWE over a T-shirt design. Myles would originally tweet they're going to regret making this. WWE would issue a response saying that Jordan Myles approved this shirt for sale. As always, we work collaboratively with all performers to develop logos and merchandise designs to get their input and approval before proceeding. This was the same process with Jordan, and we responded swiftly once he later requested that the T-shirt be redesigned. None of these shirts were sold. Myles then would tweet acknowledging he approved the design, but did so with a gray background, not a black T-shirt. Felt it was inappropriate and rescinded his approval. He also posted a screenshot of an email from T-shirt designer Baker Landon, who he also called out on Twitter, which I'll get to, noting that Triple H loved the logo for Myles' on-screen character, but wanted the letters to be more teethy. Myles had been portraying a smiling babyface for his NXT TV appearances, but that was a tweet he had since pulled. Another tweet that he also put out there was, when I originally saw the design, I was uncomfortable. Rather than addressing the issue, I decided to counteroffer with another. Baker Landon, who I just mentioned, the T-shirt designer, lied to my face. He said Triple H wanted this design, so my hands were tied. I spoke with Triple H in person, and his impression was I approved it. Should be noted that Myles' T-shirt design was a part of dozens of T-shirt designs being churned out since NXT was on USA Network. As you can see, a lot of these shirts are very basic and not that well done. So basically, basically put a small logo on a shirt and put it out there and see if people will buy it, which most of those NXT shirts are terrible, to be honest. So he also tweeted out yesterday, the whole WWE system is a fraud. They created, get the tweet up here. They created a system where you can't trust anyone. You grow cold. You grow apart from what you love the most. The fact that Hulk Hogan is still employed after giving the locker room an apology for being caught says enough. Hashtag for the culture. Also, he had also called out a Ring of Honor for only having one black champion ever in Jay Lethal. And then today, Jordan Myles put out on his Instagram account, my tweets yesterday were completely disrespectful and unprofessional. I've offered a ton of people. I have offended a ton of people and used anger to fuel me. With that being said, I'd like to take the time to state an apology for not giving a shit about what others think about me. The anger I have inside of me has been built up for years now. Call me what you want, but you'll never be able to call me fake. I've been lied to, used, and often mistreated by others who I viewed as associates. I've tiptoed around, kept quiet, even took some L's when necessary. Emotionally charged up due to the shirt, which triggered past emotions. I'm never going to be sorry for me, nor for being me, nor will I take back my words. I'm the damn professional wrestler in the world and universe today. My ribs are touching, and I don't know what he meant there. I think he's got some typos in there. I will not take back my words. Let's see. This is all one paragraph, so it's hard to fucking read, too. I'm tired of waiting time to snatch plates from those who have been eating for far too long and always getting seconds, while guys like myself have to eat crumbs off the floor like an unwanted child. For 4 years, I gave all the promotion only to find out that you can only reach so high just as long as you didn't surpass certain people. I never begged for anything. I never kissed ass, nor rub elbows with the right people to get ahead. I hustled and worked hard. I didn't call Hunter every day to get booked in New Japan, so I earned it. I've always wanted to be the guy, and no one will allow me to be in that spot. I shall blaze my own trail to that spot, whether it be by the approval of others or not. Today I shall continue to go the distance. Today I shall move forward. Today I shall rise up my past ashes like a dark phoenix and promote change in the industry. Remember these words: I am the best in the world. No man, no woman can stop me from being honest. Go the distance. Titus O'Neil also weighed in on the whole thing with the following tweet. Actually, it was sent directly at Jordan Myles, not necessarily a public tweet, but nonetheless, it's out there for the public. I'm 100% in agreement that the shirt is very distasteful. That being said, bringing others into this to vent your frustrations or issues that have nothing to do with WWE or the shirt is also very distasteful. If it's for the culture, don't attack those in it. All right, that's a lot to digest. And Daryl, I know you have a lot of comments and thoughts regarding this whole issue, so go right ahead, man.
When I initially saw the tweet, I was pissed because I saw, he displayed the T-shirt, and it did look like the I forgot, I can't exactly think of the timeline, but what we as black people call the Sambo: big lips, dark face, big teeth, big eyes. That's immediately, and I got pissed about it. You know what I mean? And I immediately said that, WWE, Triple H, uh, Vince McMahon needed to publicly apologize for it. To this day, reading prior to and listening to everything that you said, JB, I'm still pissed off, but for different reasons. One, yeah, the shirt was just distasteful. It's not cool. Like,
No.
anybody who thought that was actually thought of as an idea or pitched it, or obviously needs to do their homework, on what us as black people, African Americans, have had to deal with for centuries. Now, um, like Titus O'Neil said, it's very distasteful. Now, I'm not sure. I wasn't, in the meeting between Triple H and Jordan and Vince, and I just wasn't there. So I don't know if honestly, I don't know what the truth is nowadays. I mean, we just going based off of word of mouth from Twitter, Instagram, etc. All I can say is that hashtag for the culture, it kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. And it rubbed some people the wrong way in the sense of, you know, racism is alive in America. Racism is alive in every aspect of America, whether it be sports, whether it be, government, whether it be just anything. But for it to be alive in wrestling is and I won't say a big shock to me, but it's
Look
no
who's running
crazy.
the company.
Right. So what pisses me off is when people tell me as an African American man not to be pissed off, just deal with it. You can't tell me how to react to something like that. You can't tell me how to react to, some type of racist. Oh, just shut up and just do whatever. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to at all. And should he, Titus O'Neil, Cedric Alexander, Moose, any other African American wrestler. Period. Now, I will say this: I'm glad that African American wrestlers are standing up. Trying to stick together and promote each other. But what pissed me off was the fact that you attacked Jay Lethal.
Mm.
And for what? Like, you sound like a pure hater, and that's exactly what the system is designed to do: divide us as a people. And that's exact. You fed right into the trap. And I'm like this. I've met Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal never came off to me as anything. I'm not a wrestler. I've never been in a locker room, so I can't tell you how he acts. But I will say this: as a grown ass man, as 37-year-old grown ass man, whether it be to my brother, whether it be to you, JB, whether it be to Matt, whether it be to my coworker, if I have an issue with you, I'm not going to air my grievance or air my issues with you on social media. And that's some bitch shit right there.
Yeah.
He's been a bitch, and I will go on record and say that was some bitch shit. We're grown ass men. We can have a heart to heart. JB, you in Nebraska. If I had an issue with you, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call your phone, right? If you got an
Mm-hmm.
issue with me, well, you're gonna air your grievances with me over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Matt. Next time I see Matt, I'll go to his house. Hey, Matt, I had an issue with. Regardless. So with that being said, a lot of people say that the problem with black people nowadays is we have that crabs in a barrel mentality where we're pulling each other down, and that's exactly what he did. Now, I will stand by him as far as the shirt being distasteful. I will stand by him as far as, being a black man in America trying to make something of yourself. But I won't stand by you if you're taking your anger out, on your frustration out on one of us, of your own. I'm just not going to do it. I just hope that, he learns from his mistakes. I hope that I wish him well in his career because he's pretty much kind of fucked himself.
Yeah.
And I just hope we I hope this is an eye opener, not just for black folks, but for all folks of all types of colors and nationalities. And just know that wrestling's for everybody. No pun intended to AEW, but wrestling's for everybody, man. Like, I enjoy whether it be Seth Rollins or Ric Flair or Bret Hart or Andrade or Rey Mysterio or Naito or Okada. It doesn't matter what color you are. I love wrestling, period. I don't care what color you are. But at the same time, I will say this: as a black man, I am very proud to be a black man. I am very proud to be a black wrestling fan. I am very proud that we have black wrestlers out there doing something for themselves. And I think one of our best moments was Kofi Kingston winning the title at WrestleMania. So for him to just step out there and just pretty much he fed into what the racists out there want. And he has to learn from his mistakes, and like hopefully it didn't bite him in the ass.
Mm.
So
I mean, guys like Leo Rush have made big mistakes on social media before, and have come back from them. Obviously,
hmm
Leo Rush is now a champion within the WWE, so
absolutely.
I mean, it's not like he's done for good, but at the same time, I think we're not going to see him on television for a long time.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I don't want to be that guy to say that I don't want to be that guy to say that you got to kiss ass to get where you want to be, but you got to work hard too. And you also have to know what you got to know what you're doing. Like what I mean by that is don't feed into what what like the racists are talking about. Don't feed into the bullshit. Be proud of who you are and try to set the tone like Kofi did. Try to set an example for young kids out there. Like if you look at me, like if you go on my Twitter page, I look like the stereotypical black man. Long hair, tattoos, earrings. But if I told you what my job was, you would look at me like, wow, it is what it is. But I guarantee that my sons or any other young African American kid will be proud to see where I came from and what I'm doing. You got to make us proud, and that's not the way to do it. Like I said, the shirt was absolute bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I hope whoever thought about that shit or whoever excuse me, whoever approved that shit, they need to go somewhere, fired or something, because that's not the way to be in 2019. We are in sensitive times nowadays. We're in a time where I don't want to say who, but the person running the country, he's not exactly in support of folks with color.
No.
So I'm gonna leave that at that. But regardless, we gotta kill them with hate. I don't think we need to be militant. I just think we need to, just be us and be the best that we can be and show them different that we're not what they expect us to be, or we're not the stereotype. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we and my last point is this: like we got to stick together. Like not just black folks, white folks, and that's why.
Everybody that's got the same mentality.
Right. Me, you, and Matt we do this every week, man. Like we have no issues at all.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? We're all human beings. We put our pants on the same way. You know what I mean? Like it's just freaking dumb. Just stupid.
Yeah. Some breaking news. Interesting breaking news. According to Forbes, a number of NXT superstars are seeking their exits from the WWE due to poor pay and broken promises. Of course, as you know, NXT has moved to the USA Network back in September. That deal earned NXT somewhere between $30 and $100 million per year. And it was expected that the NXT superstars would benefit from this move by receiving a bump in salary. However, according to indie wrestler David Starr, who was actually being called out for bringing this up, retweeted one of his haters and said, "I've literally spoken to NXT talent that has been bumped up to TV, and they've had roster meetings with management where they were told TV raises are not coming." Casey Michael of Squared Circle Sirens echoed the same sentiment, reporting that numerous NXT stars are wanting to get released due to broken promises. Sports Business Journal has reported earlier in the year NXT talents typically make in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $150,000 a year. Average salary is $80,000, while the average salary on the main roster is $500,000. Which it may be higher now due to the television deal with Fox, and of course the separate deal with USA for Monday Night Raw. In addition to that, there's also the money they're getting from Australia and Saudi Arabia for their special shows as well. It was also mentioned on Forbes. It doesn't help matters that Finn Balor is still on a main roster deal and will continue to receive main roster pay, which is said to be 4 times that of the typical NXT superstar. Interesting. I did not. I mean, one would have assumed that with that deal they would have gotten bumps in pay, right?
You would think so, but I mean, I can't call it nowadays, man. Like, I mean, you can expect Finn to do that because I mean, why would they lower his pay?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm not exactly sure which NXT superstars are complaining about bumps in pay, but
Well, I mean, if the guy, if Casey from Squared Circle Sirens is talking, and he has a lot of inside information, there's clearly some of the women in the company that are not happy.
well, here's my question with that though. How long have you been wrestling?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they're going to bump your pay. I mean, aren't they under contract though?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't really complain with them. I mean, because they obviously making more money than me, but at the same time, I'm like, it's the industry that you're in, and you know who you're working for.
Yeah.
Nothing is promised.
Before we go back to headlines, we'll cover this week in television, and trust me, it's not going to take too long because SmackDown and Raw were terrible this week. But AEW was probably, I don't know, man. This might have been the best AEW show of the of its short life, Daryl, this week.
Yeah, I highly enjoyed it.
It was episode number 4 was truly amazing. As we head towards Full Gear, which is just over a week away. There in Pittsburgh, PA, for episode number 4 of Dynamite, kicks it off with the tag team tournament semifinals. And once again, on a national television stage, Private Party showed up, didn't they?
They sure did.
Man.
Those boys, man, those dudes are good, man.
Their match with Pentagon and Phoenix was just insane. It was probably better than the Bucks match almost.
It was to me.
I mean, fuck. I mean, 100 miles a minute is underestimating how fast-paced this match went, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And SCU took on the Dark Order. And Dark Order, I mean, they looked good here. I mean, they're a good tag team. We've said this before on the show. Good tag team, shitty gimmick. But the predictable happened. SCU wins, so they will face the Lucha Brothers tomorrow night. Right? Is that already tomorrow night, or they get a week off from the tournament?
I think it's tomorrow night.
Yeah. So, God. My heart says SCU. My brain is saying it's going to be Lucha Brothers, though.
You think so?
I don't know. I think it's the Jericho mentality. Let's put the belts initially on the biggest tag team known worldwide, and if it ain't the Bucks, it's the Lucha Brothers. But at the same,
I wouldn't say that. I mean, like, you already got the world title on. You already got the world title on a big name,
and he's a heel. So who knows what? I mean, Lucha.
But both of them are both tag teams are known. I mean, through more companies. Like, I mean, minus Scorpio Sky, with his stint in ROH, but
yeah, I think Lucha Brothers are a little bigger globally right now, but I want SoCal Ascension to win, and maybe it's the other way around. A heel is your world champion, so maybe the first tag champions are faces, which is SCU. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And this uncertainty is going to make for great television because we have no idea what's going to happen, know, and so it's going to be fun to watch. A match that happened unsanctioned on AEW Dark and was so damn good. Go back and watch it if you haven't. Kenny Omega and Joey Janela had a rematch just because the buzz they created on their unsanctioned match. Did you see that unsanctioned match on Dark?
Yeah, I did.
I thought it was. I sent a tweet out to Joey. He liked it even. And I go, it's good. From last week, it's good to show the world watching that Joey Janela just isn't a weapons and daredevil guy. He could put on a good fucking wrestling match too, like he did against Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah. If you didn't know that boy can go, you know now.
Yeah, that was a hell of a match between Omega and Janela again. I think a third one is on the way, from what I've heard.
Should be.
During the match, people were stirring because the Inner Circle decided to take a seat in the skybox. I got a ticket! Yet another T-shirt by Jericho. It's amazing how many shirts Jericho's getting made for AEW now.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get those boys back somewhere. I miss that tag team. And as if it was written, next up is Tony Schiavone interviewing Cody Rhodes while the Inner Circle is as Cody tries to talk. They're playing air horns and booing in the microphone and all sorts of shit. So Cody's pissed off and says, "Tony, hold my jacket." And the Inner Circle reminds him, "Oh, it's 4-on-1. Come on, Cody, get up here." 4 because Jake Hager was getting ready for his Bellator fight. So he was not on AEW last week. So, well, here comes somebody. His brother, Dustin Rhodes. Oh, there's still only 2. MJF comes out, and then the 4th guy. A lot of people were chanting for the Young Bucks. Little did they know they had a match next. But instead, it's me, it's DDP.
It's DDP.
How fucking badass was that when MJF handed Cody the scarf, he wraps it around his fist and punches through the glass. That was fucking cool, wasn't it?
That was creative.
A hell of a brawl throughout the concourse. It was fun, and of course it created the next shirt. I've got a ticket.
I'm not buying a damn shirt.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're just coming up with also. I do want the AEW is Jericho shirt though. I do want that shirt.
I got the little bit of bubbly shirt.
A bit of bubbly. You can buy that on Hot Topic now, so I'm waiting for a big sale.
Sale.
I'll pick it up then. The reason why the Bucks didn't come out to help Cody, they fought the Best Friends. That was a fun match, of course.
That was a good match.
They kind of called it a consolation match since both teams lost in the tag team tournament.
The participation award match.
Of course, my boy Orange Cassidy showing up. That guy's great. I don't think I've seen video of Orange Cassidy and Little Cassidy yet. I don't think Little Cassidy was at the show in Pittsburgh though. So his dad must have called it good for buying the first 3 tickets to AEW.
Yeah, Dad said, or unless the kid did bad in school that week or something.
That kid's a star now though. I mean, he's got a win over Cody Rhodes on the video we talked about last week. I loved how the Bucks said, "Is this going to count against your win-loss record?" Oh, they showed after the match. Matt Jackson grabs the microphone, says Santana Ortiz, we accept. Oh boy, Santana Ortiz and the Bucks at Full Gear. That's going to be damn good. They played a video of Britt Baker, who is, of course, at her hometown of Pittsburgh. They even showed her a picture with Adam Cole, baby. See, AEW ain't petty.
Thought he was died.
I thought he died. Oh, being the elite. She takes on a lady from England. I believe she's in Stardom. Her name is Jamie Hayter. I was really impressed with Jamie Hayter, and I think those two put on a good match. I'd like to see a little more of Jamie Hayter. She had some good heel qualities, and
she did very much so,
and was good in the ring there with Britt. Of course, this is not the WWE, so Britt ain't gonna lose in her hometown. And she tapped out Hayter with the lockjaw after 9 minutes.
I love that move.
Yeah, I love the just putting in the mandible claw, just causes the tap out. I love how she does that. Oh boy. There's a couple guys that love each other. Pac and Jon Moxley. This ended the show, and the 13 minutes is all it went before they hit the time limit draw. I'll tell you what. It may not be a popular opinion, but I'm not against the time limit draws. I'm not against the Broadways, because this is kind of a match that nobody should have lost.
Right.
They both have high-profile matches coming up. Nobody should have lost. I loved how Moxley was pissed off that it was a time limit draw. Kind of added to it. So fans booed, but hey, man, when you're trying to put together something cohesive in terms of logic that WWE does not do, this has to be the result sometimes.
It makes so much sense, like to most, but you know, you got those people who just don't give a shit. They just want a clear winner.
Yeah, they're so trained into the WWE way of things.
Or train your eyes to do better.
Yeah. So again, I don't know. Do you think that was the best edition of Dynamite so far of the four?
I'm still gonna put the first episode because I was there at number one, but that's a second.
NXT. I guess this was kind of a de facto number one contenders match between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. That was a hell of a match with Rhea. I think Rhea's going to be the one to take the title off of Baszler. I think Rhea's going to face Io Shirai somewhere down the line. Again, I don't. Well, yeah, I was going to say I don't listen to or I don't read the spoilers, but there's no spoilers anymore for NXT.
Nope. Live, baby.
So I fully expect Rhea Ripley to take on Io Shirai eventually and beat her, and then face Shayna Baszler finally because Shayna's been ducking. You know Shayna's been ducking her.
She don't want the smoke.
We want the smoke. Man, the crowd was loving that chant.
Mm-hmm.
Profits were loving that chant too. You know that means because it brings them some money.
Money. Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you like that shirt? It's like a Master P album cover.
Yeah, I actually have it, dude.
Do you?
I had to get that. That was old. That was my high school days.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That is totally a Master P album cover, man. Or a No Limit Soldiers, because everybody on that album had the same type of album cover.
Absolutely.
Matt Riddle taking on Cameron Grimes, and Cameron Grimes has been on a hell of a roll lately, but he ran into the bro mission, the bro Derek,
Bro.
all the bros, and so he tapped out to Riddle, but and then he met Bip and Bop from Tyler Bates. We're getting Cameron Grimes and Taylor Bate, I think, tomorrow night, and that's gonna be a good one, isn't it? I'm really impressed with Cameron Grimes so far in NXT. I was kind of worried how if he would get over it all.
I knew he would because he's a pretty pure talent, dude.
Yeah, you know, I just didn't know if a gimmick and look and such, you know, coming from Impact. I just wondered, but damn, dude's on TV almost every week, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
6-man tag match with the Forgotten Sons and Breezango and a mystery partner because Kushida unfortunately got hurt. I think he re-aggravated a wrist injury, so he's going to be out for, I think, 6 to 8 weeks.
Has carpal tunnel.
Great, a great mystery tag team partner though in Swerve, huh?
Swerve, that's my guy.
Dude looked good. I mean, I remember him as Killshot in Lucha Underground, man. That's where I first learned of him, and then of course he went on to become a world champion with MLW as Shane Strickland. Yeah, I've been a fan of his for a few years now, and he definitely showed up. I kind of want him out of that cruiserweight pigeonhole, but at the same time, at least the cruiserweights are now on NXT, so that's not a bad thing to be in now, I guess.
No, not at all. It gives. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, because it pretty much the whole 205 Live thing is pretty much gone. But I mean,
yeah. I mean,
if they have time to showcase them and people going to actually watch it on NXT, then I'm fully behind it.
Yeah, and eventually maybe Swerve will get a North American title shot, or he should be a NXT champion someday. You'd think. Angel Garza is in the cruiserweight division, and he defeated Jack Gallagher. Crowd popped at the surprise return of Jack Gallagher to NXT, but it was a pretty quick match, obviously because they're building up Lio Rush and Angel Garza, and if we get that on a pay-per-view like an NXT Takeover, man, if we get 10 to 15 with Lio Rush and Angel Garza, woo.
Yeah.
Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai are gonna win the earned number one contender ship for the women's tag team titles. They defeated Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke very quickly, actually. So they'll take on Kairi Sane and Asuka. That's pretty cool. They're bringing that finally bringing that to NXT after they promised it initially. So
don't be selling me false hopes and dreams.
And the main event, oh boy. Triple threat match for the North American Championship. Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and Roddy Strong, and this was damn good.
That shit was ridiculous.
Roddy, being the opportunist that the Undisputed Era is, was able to sneak in a pin after a sick move by the two guys. And after the match, Tommaso Ciampa interrupts, and the crowd chanting "Daddy's home." I like that. Gargano comes to the ring. Now the crowd chants DIY. They looked at each other and nodded and decided to try to beat up the Undisputed Era. Unfortunately, it was 4-on-2. Finn Balor's coming to kind of even up the odds. And so they're staring him down, and all of a sudden, what the fuck, Daryl?
I was happy Prince Devitt is back.
What the fuck? Man, nobody saw that. I saw so many hands on top of heads going, what the fuck did I just see? Oh my God.
If you've never seen Prince Devitt, a.k.a. Finn Balor, you'll see him now.
Oh, he brought out the guns, didn't he?
Yep.
He brought out the guns. He beat the fuck out of Johnny Gargano on the ramp while the Undisputed Era went 4-on-1.
I'm 100% behind that.
That was such a good turn, wasn't it, man? Ooh. Love it. Then hopefully we get a finale between Lee and Dijakovic. I think that's probably been I almost think that's almost been the NXT feud of the year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Man, it was good. That'll probably end at a takeover. That should be takeover. I mean, the matches they put on this end of this feud are the set of matches between the two.
Did they announce? Hopefully I'm not missing anything. But did they announce the next takeover?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Which it should be hopefully it's War Games, but
they're not doing takeover for Survivor Series weekend, or is it not?
No, they're on their own now. They'll be doing it on their own now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, still War Games still could be the next pay-per-view or the next takeover, but it's oddly quiet on what's next for them, which is weird.
Right.
I'm going to talk about this show because it's so fucking good and you need to go watch it. And it's free. It's on YouTube. NWA Powerrr. It brings back so many good memories, as I've said so many times with studio wrestling. Eddie Kingston is complaining about the Dawsons attacking them as they had a chance against the tag team. The tag team champions. I can't remember their names. I know Bram's one of them. I'm still learning the names.
I think I might go watch it tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull up Power after we get done recording. As new episodes drop Tuesdays, literally right before we record. So obviously Kingston wants a piece of the Dawsons with him and Homicide after they got cost a non-title match against the tag champs. Again, that name will come to me eventually, but I can't think of it right now. Oh, Marty Bell, remember her from Impact? She took on a lady by the name of Crystal Rose, who looks like she was, as Kid Rock would say, straight out the trailer. Then we get Aaron Stevens, who, of course, you know as
Aaron.
You knew as as Damian Sandow, and he was dressed up in I guess a pirate outfit or something, and the crowd started chanting Captain Morgan, and Stevens got pissed and then put his leg up on something like Captain Morgan poses. What fucking hilarious. And then he says he's promoting a new film project called Tropical Pirates, and he showed us it's going to be on DVD and VHS in Romania.
VHS?
In Romania, yeah.
What the fuck?
And showed us a clip of it. It looks so bad. It was great. He goes, when it comes to acting, he's got more chops than Ric Flair.
Wow.
Aaron Stevens, man. Oh, he's a treat on Power, man. I loved it. Caleb Conley, remember that guy from Impact back in the day?
No.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. He didn't really do much at Impact, but
we didn't make an impact in Impact.
We didn't really pay attention to Impact either, so.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a wrestler, though. I'm watching his couple matches here lately on NWA Powerrr. Took on Dan Parker, who's a heel from Canada. He calls himself the D-Man. And I put this on Twitter. I go, all right, crowd in Georgia. I don't know what else to call them right now. The NWA universe.
Shit.
I go, okay, next time Dan Parker's out there, you got to start a D-bag chant. And the wrestler that I talked about liked the tweet. I thought that was hilarious.
Who liked it?
The wrestler I'm talking about, Dan Parker. I said I told the fans that are in attendance next time he wrestles, start a D-bag chant because he calls himself the D-man, and the wrestler himself liked the tweet when I said, so if they start a D-bag chant, you know who to thank. Tim Storm, former NWA World Champion, was interviewed. He thanked Nick Aldis, called him a true champion's champion. And out comes my boy, Eli Drake. And Drake says it sounds like Tim's thinking about hanging up the boots, and Eli says, no, I got something for you. You're going to make Mama Storm proud, and me and you are going to go for the tag gold. And I immediately thought, oh, Eli Drake's going to turn on Tim Storm, right? Because you know Eli Drake. He's gonna turn on him.
Yeah.
No, he did not turn on him. Amazingly enough. They took on the Dawsons, and unfortunately Tim Storm got hit with the Power Slam splash combo and took the loss. And I thought, oh, okay, Eli Drake's going to beat the shit out of him now. No. So maybe this is a tag team, Eli Drake and Tim Storm. I hope so. I like them both. So, again, another great episode of NWA Powerrr, man. It kind of helps when you get some familiar faces that you haven't seen on TV in forever, like Eli Drake and James Storm and Nick Aldis. I know Matt's about ready to puke, but I'm going to mention Nick Aldis because he's a hell of a champion. It's a hell of a show. Are you caught up on all three so far? Or?
No, not at all. Like I have to just sit down and just actually watch, and I think I'm probably going to do it this weekend.
Let me know in the DMs what you think, man.
Gotcha.
Raw and SmackDown. Did you even watch these? It's like
I finished Raw right before we started recording. SmackDown, I got to see if I actually remember it. Yeah, I think I remember it. Yeah, go through it.
It's
Get
like
it over with.
It's like Miz TV with both teams. It's like I don't care. We've heard enough from Flair and Hogan. We don't need to see everybody in the ring at once. You know, it's I don't know, man. I'm losing my. I had excitement for it at first, the Flair and Hogan, and as the weeks go on and more segments they do, I'm losing interest in the match. That's not a good thing, Daryl.
Oh, in my Matt voice.
Yeah, there you go. Sad news for the New Day. Xavier Woods is going to be out 8 to 12 months. He tore his Achilles tendon on the Australia tour earlier in the week. So
he was on the iPad though.
Yeah, Big E and Kofi Kingston were XW armbands, and so Big E and Kofi took on Ziggler and Rude as they're going to be getting ready to eventually take on the Revival for the tag titles. But first is the tag team turmoil. I actually am kind of excited for the tag team turmoil match. It's going to create some new stories and create new contenders. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Obviously, the build to it was let's just throw everybody in the ring at once. So it's hard to get excited about it. But Daryl, I'm kind of excited just to see who comes out on top. It's like there's no excitement, but at least it'll probably be a fun match to watch. Yeah.
I mean, it'd probably be something. I mean, show me.
Firefly Funhouse came back. Oh, it looked like it didn't actually get burnt down. It looks exactly like the old one. What a coincidence. Some grotesque dead rambling rabbit, but then he came back to life. Because he's freaking Kenny from South Park, dude. You haven't caught on by now. Drew Gulak tried to give us another PowerPoint presentation, and, well, he ate a few more running power slams. Michael Cole had Daniel Bryan in the ring trying to ask him if the Yes Movement is back, and he was interrupted by Nakamura and Zayn, reminding us in November when Bryan said the Yes Movement's dead. Zayn went on to say, "Hey, I'm a vegan just like you. We both have the same values." Nakamura, he even cares about the planet too. He goes, he tried to get Daniel Bryan to join their side. Daniel did not give a response. Do you think the Yes Movement is back?
Probably will be.
Whenever they face for the Intercontinental title?
Probably so.
This is not at Crown Jewel, right?
No.
I didn't think so. So probably Survivor Series.
Because I don't think Daniel Bryan actually will be in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, that's
he
right.
wasn't last year, yeah.
Yeah. On top of that, I want more build with Bryan and Nakamura. Because I thought that was probably the best segment of SmackDown. Of a shitty SmackDown, that was about the best, in my opinion. Mandy Rose took on Nikki Cross. A little tune-up for Nikki Cross ahead of her championship match against Bayley whenever that's going to happen, because, no women in Saudi. And, oh, look, no Evolution pay-per-view this year. Except the women of NXT.
You know what? I just you know what's crazy? I actually realized that not too long ago, like probably a couple of days ago, whatever. And that's crazy to me. So that was just a one-time thing?
You would have thought that would have been, especially with the Saudi shows, you would have figured that it would have been an every year thing, don't you think?
True.
But NXT, I got later on in headlines. I'm actually trying to find it. There's so many headlines this week. I can't find it off the top of my head. I'm trying to mumble to kill time, but I'm not. We'll get to it when we get to it, I guess. But there is going to be an NXT all-women's show coming up. Then the face-to-face with Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar, which led to there was no face-to-face, and why did you leave Dominic all by himself backstage?
First of all, why is Dominic getting his ass whooped every fucking week?
Yeah, maybe he eventually, maybe his debut will be against Brock Lesnar, and he beats him. I don't know. And then the end was a 6-man tag featuring the two teams from Hogan and Flair. So that was SmackDown. Yay. Oh, so maybe Monday Night Raw will be good, heading into Crown Jewel. Well, there was a surprise, except you probably saw it coming a mile away that Asuka and Kairi turned on Paige. I mean, we didn't see Paige with them for weeks. Now all of a sudden she's introducing them and they're heels now. I mean, if you didn't think they were turning heel on Paige, you're blind. But that's what they did, and Becky Lynch came out to stop it. Took on Kairi Sane. Long match. It was actually a pretty good match. Probably one of the highlights of Raw. Was that was about it for a highlight. We got Drew. I mean, why do we need Drew McIntyre and Ricochet again?
Because they got to sell Crown Jewel because nobody's going to fucking watch it.
That was 17 minutes. I mean, I like long matches, but give us matches we haven't already seen in the last 2 weeks. The Viking Raiders killed jobbers named Rizzo and Bryant wearing Cubs jerseys because they were in St. Louis.
Trash.
Andrade and Sin Cara, not as good as their first match. This was more Sin Cara had a partner or whatever to counter Zelina Vega, and well, it didn't work. Welcome back to TV Iconics. I missed them. They tapped out in 4 minutes to Charlotte Flair and Natalya. I thought Rollins and Rowan Falls Count Anywhere was actually pretty good.
I mean, it's decent for what it was for TV, but yeah. I mean, there's nothing I was looking forward to.
But at the same time, we've done that forklift spot before.
True.
So the ending was kind of dumb, but I did not notice. Aleister Black did a promo because he's ready to pick a fight. He can't
pick a fight with somebody notable. Like
he can't go to Crown Jewel because of the tattoos he has.
Yep.
I did not realize that.
Mm-hmm. We had a couple of issues with that when I was in the military with people.
Yeah,
who couldn't go. Crazy as shit. It's like that devil, like the devil tattoo on his back.
Oh, yeah, Aleister's got a few of those.
Yeah.
Another highlight of Raw was AJ Styles and Humberto Carrillo. That was a damn good match. Again, Carrillo having 2 good matches in a row. So at least that was good. They beat up Carrillo at the end of the match, and the Street Profits come in to save. Oh, then we got Divorce Court with Rusev and Lana. This was a train wreck. The fight was fun, but God, this storyline is... End it, please.
Man, listen, this ain't fucking Jerry Springer.
I know.
Like,
And I doubt Lana and Rusev really want to do this, but at the same time, they want to be on TV, and
I get it, but don't fuck with their marriage though. You know what I mean? Like,
But
I
I don't
get
think
it,
it's messing with their marriage. They just can't be public, you know.
but that's even that can honestly.
I mean, all the videos you see on social media, Rusev's probably filming those.
I'm with you, but I'm not filming another man kiss my wife.
Oh no, he's not filming those. I'm talking about the ones she posts on Instagram and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you on the other part though. All right, headlines. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that Evil suffered an injury and will not participate in the remainder of the Road to Power Struggle Super Junior Tag League. He suffered an ankle injury, and he'll be replaced by Bushi in the matches he was scheduled to participate in. So get well soon, Evil. That's a funny sentence to say. Get well soon, Evil. The Bump, which is, I guess, your morning coffee. The Bump is the WWE Network morning show. And they announced a WWE 24 documentary on R-Truth is coming soon. I bet that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Truth is having a great year thanks to the 24/7, 48, 365, 7-11 European Television Championship. Tessa Blanchard, if you're a friend of Chris Van Vliet, as you should be, he recently interviewed Tessa Blanchard. Head to his YouTube channel. She talks about choosing Impact over AEW and WWE, talking about wrestling and intergender matches in comparisons to China. Good conversation there, so check it out on Chris's YouTube channel. CNN, if you want to do a little Google of CNN and WWE stock, CNN took a look at the state of the WWE stock and how it's dropped over $30 a share since April and the factors for that. And they look at Wall Street, thinks the stock could get it turned around or not. So it's a pretty cool piece if you're interested in stocks and such and what they think about the WWE stock and why it's dropping. So head on over to CNN and do a little search for WWE and you'll be able to find it there. After NXT went off the air when Finn Balor made a shocking turn, they stretchered out Johnny Gargano, loaded him into an ambulance, and they're filming all that, of course. So they'll probably show it to us tomorrow, I'm guessing. Okay, let's see here. Bucks and LAX, as I said, are set for Full Gear. Pac and Hangman Page also is official for Full Gear now. Today, as we record Tuesday, this edition of AEW Dark is going to feature Peter Avalon and QT Marshall taking on Dustin Rhodes and Sonny Kiss. That is a unique tag team right there. Especially if it was like, you know, Goldust. Imagine Goldust and Sonny Kiss working together. How cool would that be? Emi Sakura takes on Penelope Ford, Sadie Gibbs, and Allie in a fatal four-way match. And in a triple threat, Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Jack Evans. I bet that one didn't suck. Those are all on AEW Dark. And, Dippin' Dots. Remember the Dippin' Dots from AEW during the fight?
Unfortunately.
Dipping Dots tweeted to AEW Wrestling, do us a favor, don't hurt the Dipping Dots and we'll make you a flavor. Rocky Roads.
Wow. Good one.
And Cody said, it's a deal. And of course, spelled Rhodes, you know, RHODES.
I love Cody.
You know, just how great is it to work for AEW? Tony Schiavone tweeted earlier in the week, I'm having more fun than I've ever had calling wrestling ever before. I hope everyone realizes that. Working with JR and Excalibur is a blast, and the AEW in-ring work is amazing. And we all second that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Roll Express legendary tag team is going to appear on Dynamite this week as they are going to present the tag team champions with the belts, either Lucha Brothers or SCU. I think that's a pretty cool little thing to do, don't you think, Daryl?
Mm-hmm.
Have some legends going there. At first, when I heard they were going to be in AEW, I thought they were going to wrestle. I'm like, oh, man. Those guys are old. But, you know. I actually have heard they are going to wrestle on NWA somewhere down the line. So If you are a fan of All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, they're going to debut in France on the 5th of November. It'll be on Tuesday, as Warner Media announced. So as everybody in France will get to enjoy AEW. Because, I guess people around the world don't get TNT, so it's like, you don't have, not everybody around the world has easy access to All Elite. What do you think of AEW announcing that Rick and Morty are All Elite?
Not sure how to feel about that, but I'm cool with it.
A little weird. I'm not a Rick and Morty fan.
Neither am I, but I'm here for it.
Fans that attend the taping tomorrow will get Rick and Morty masks. Well, of course, there were... this makes sense, Daryl. Rick and Morty are Warner Media.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Money.
Yeah.
Last week's edition of the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW had slipped under 1 million for the first time, 963,000 viewers. NXT fell slightly to 698,000. They lost. NXT only lost about 14,000 viewers, where AEW lost about 40,000 viewers. So, like you said, this is kind of old, so it's hard to tell. But we definitely we need something modern to let us know, right?
Yeah.
WWE surpassed 50 million YouTube subscribers. I'm not sure if you heard about that. If you were watching Raw and SmackDown, they only said it about 85 times. But AEW stars are going to Ortiz Santana and Sammy Guevara are going to. They accompanied Jake Hager to the cage for his Bellator fight. Unfortunately for Jake Hager, it didn't quite end well for him, did it?
Nope.
He fought Anthony Garrett, and it was stopped after Hager kneed Garrett to the groin, and after the rest period, it was declared no contest. So I guess he's still undefeated, but the fight ended in no contest because of a knee to the ding ding. Maybe he thought he was a heel still, and was trying to cheat. Stuff that did not air on the live broadcast is going to air on specials on TNT called AEW Dynamite Extended. So if you're confused that another AEW Dynamite's popped up in your DVR, that is why. It's an extended replay. So not sure if that's a one-time thing or if that's coming to every week for you. Jericho applied for some more trademarks. He applied for the trademarks for the Painmaker and the Inner Circle. No word if he's trademarked. I've got a ticket! You buying that shirt, Daryl?
No. Not one bit.
But you got a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, I got that one.
NXT stars are heading to Evolve in New York City when they return. They're on November 9th and 10th, so if you're in the New York area and checking out the Evolve shows, you'll see Babatunde from NXT is going to take on Eddie Kingston. Evolve's champion Austin Theory takes on Josh Briggs, and much more. On the November 10th, Babatunde will also wrestle again against JD Drake. Sean Maluda and Colby Carino also on the card. NWA sold out its Into the Fire pay-per-view in 3 hours. I don't know how many people sit there, but still, that's pretty impressive, isn't it, Daryl?
Pretty well. Well impressed.
Billy Corgan's doing a hell of a job with that brand. Oh, Xavier Woods. For those asking what exactly happened in the first place, he said he was on top of my treehouse and someone yelled that my epidermis was showing. That's from The Simpsons, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, poor Xavier. Poor Kofi, because I guess that means he's going to be pigeonholed into tag teams for the next year, huh?
Pretty fun.
Maybe. Maybe they push Biggie. Maybe they push Kofi again. I don't know. I mean, they could, but knowing Vince, he's probably just going to keep them as a tag team for the foreseeable future. I mean, we can't have a original thought of maybe pushing Big E now, can we?
Yeah, we'll see.
Spoiler alert, though, I mean, nobody cares about Impact spoilers, except it is a major title change. Sami Callihan on Access TV. I guess actually it's not a spoiler anymore because it aired it aired tonight on Access, and you'll hear this tomorrow, so it'll already happen. So it's not a spoiler, but Sami Callihan defeated Brian Cage to become the new Impact Wrestling Champion. On the official premiere of WWE Backstage, which will happen on FS1 on November 5th, John Cena will make his first WWE appearance in some time as a guest on the WWE Backstage show when it starts on its regular times on the 5th of November is the debut there, as it will now become weekly once the World Series is out of the way. They've also announced that Rob Gronkowski is going to be announced for the premiere as well, with Gronk working for Fox Sports. A little tie-in there, easy tie-in there. And, of course, John Cena, his movie Playing with Fire comes out on the 8th of November. It's weird. When I heard about that movie, Daryl, Playing with Fire, I thought it was like going to be a more serious movie, like talking about, the smoke jumpers, the jumping into fires and stuff. And then I see the preview. Oh, it's a family comedy. Oh, okay.
John Cena and family comedy.
Yeah. AEW has signed Olympic medalist boxer, Anthony Ogogo. I think, didn't he appear or something with AEW? I remember him doing something with AEW.
I gotta see who he is. It sounds familiar though.
Yeah. I know there was something with him that they talked about him or something, but now he's officially signed with AEW. But the name sounds, I know something, he appeared or something, I don't know.
It does sound familiar though.
At the WWE Live event a couple of days ago in Jacksonville, Florida, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler announced that the return to Jacksonville on 12/5 will be an exclusive all-women's event featuring the brand's female roster only. That just sounds like a live event to me, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really a takeover or a, Is that the consolation prize for Saudi this year?
They try to feed us bullshit wrapped in a goddamn gold wrapper and call it great.
Yeah, well, or what's that line Chris Farley says in Tommy Boy about putting a turd in a box?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
For those looking forward to AEW later tonight, as you listen to this podcast on Wednesday, October 30th, the lineup for Dynamite includes a contract signing for Full Gear between Jericho and Cody, SCU and Lucha Brothers in the tournament final to crown the first tag champs. Rock and Roll Express will provide the winners. The Bucks and Kenny Omega are going to take on Hybrid 2 and Kip Sabian. Hangman Page takes on Sammy Guevara, and of course there's something with Rick and Morty. So that's what to look forward to on AEW. The podcast for the WWE, the WWE official, they should have just hired us, don't you think, Daryl?
Man, listen. I'm trying to pitch that shit.
We want the smoke.
We want the smoke. We on all the smoke.
Corey Graves says he wants this to be our show, and if you have any legitimate, relevant, thought-out questions, reply here. This week, Triple H, Seth Rollins, Bayley, and Nature Boy Ric Flair are going to be on. I'm curious just to see if it truly is going to be as edgy as they promise. Not holding my breath, but
full of yeah, they're full of shit. Show me.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll let you know if you don't want to take the time. Heath Slater with a pretty cool tweet as he posted a picture of his daughter playing as his dad on WWE 2K20 and Heath said, well, he still got his ass kicked. Oh, poor Heath. He's just one man. JoJo, remember her?
Yep.
She is back on the road for the first time since taking leave, of course, to have her first have that baby with Bray. She's been so she's going to return to the road here. So actually, she's going to be she was in St. Louis Monday, but she wasn't on TV though, was she? I don't.
No.
I think I would have remembered.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I think I would have remembered that.
I definitely would have.
So she is probably just on the road traveling with Bray at this point, but
Probably so.
probably be back on TV eventually. New Year's Day is Wednesday, which Wednesdays is for wrestling, and AEW announced that their first Dynamite broadcast of the year on TNT is going to be at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where Fight for the Fallen was. It'll be called the Homecoming Edition, which, of course, because it's the home, it's basically connected to the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium, which the Khan family owns and is rich from. But that'll go on sale. Tickets for that go on sale this Friday if you want to attend the New Year's Day in Jacksonville. Complete list of StarCast 4 events from November 7th to the 10th have been released. And it was great. There was a flash sale for StarCast 4, and none other than Don West was breaking it down for us. The best deal man in professional wrestling, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You going to any of these live events, like at Jimmy's Seafood or anything like that? Some of those.
I might make a special guest appearance somewhere. Haven't decided yet.
There's Colt Cabana's doing his Art of Wrestling. There's StarCast Karaoke with Tony Schiavone at Jimmy's. Big Birthday Bash. I don't know whose birthday it is, but that's at Jimmy's.
Schiavone's.
Oh. And there's Happy Hour at Jimmy's. That's all on Thursday, November 7th.
I'll probably do Happy Hour. Because I know I don't probably go to work that Friday.
Well, you might as well stick around for the Birthday Bash and the karaoke.
Yeah, me and Johnny are pretty cool, so I might do that as well.
It's all in the same place, man. You don't got to go anywhere.
Oh, I know.
Get tuned up for Happy Hour, and maybe you and Tony Schiavone can sing a duet. Friday, some of the highlights: A Boy and His Dinosaur, hosted by Taz. That'll be pretty cool. Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling. Young Bucks going to tell their story about killing the business. Jon Moxley is going to be telling his story with Jim Ross hosting. I bet that'll be pretty cool. On Saturday, the Great Muta will be on the stage at Ram's Head. You know where Ram's Head is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's not far from. So Jimmy's is kind of on the outskirts of Baltimore. Ram's Head is right in Baltimore.
Well, if you're not doing anything Saturday, November 9th, you might want to go to Ram's Head from 10 to 11:30 a.m. as there is an event called the Great American Baltimore with Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, Ricky Steamboat, and more.
Well, you know Arn's my favorite. I'm going somewhere around that weekend. I am going to meet Arn Anderson.
There is Making History with Ron Simmons. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's at Ram's Head as well. All these are, well, actually not all these. All the day events are at Ram's Head on Saturday. All of the events on Friday are at Ram's Head. Then there's a Full Gear viewing party at Jimmy's from 7 to midnight, and then an after party also will be at Ram's Head. So all sorts of fun stuff for you to attend since I'm nowhere close.
I gotta limit myself because that whole weekend is a lot. Because I'm actually going to the Sixers game Sunday night. So I have to. I'm debating because I'm going to a concert right before Full Gear. So I'm debating if I should actually just, after the concert, because it's going to end. Well, I'm going to leave early around 8 o'clock, but it's around the same time Full Gear is going on. So I'm just debating what my plan of escape is for that weekend. So I might just order it and watch it at home so I can just go to the Sixers game the next day. I'm not just doing too much and burn myself out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
To be determined.
TBD.
Well, I guess it is about that time. WrestleMania tickets are going on sale Friday, November 15th. Travel packages go on sale this Tuesday, November 5th.
Are you going to Mania, JB?
Hell no. No, I'd rather go to an AEW show somewhere.
I'm with you, son.
Hopefully somewhere soon near me.
You don't want to go to the Impact show?
No. Pass. Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be moved to Thursday. It'll be the 2nd of April at Amale Arena in Tampa. So Hall of Fame Thursday, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT TakeOver Tampa Saturday, and then WrestleMania, followed by Monday Night Raw on the 6th. That is your WrestleMania weekend.
Hold up, say that last part again. What's going on Friday?
Friday Night Thursday Hall of Fame, Friday is SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday's TakeOver, Sunday is WrestleMania, Monday is Raw.
So they're actually doing... Damn, that's crazy. Oh, so pretty much instead of SmackDown being on Tuesday in Tampa, SmackDown's going to be on... The go-home show is going to be on Friday.
Yeah, WrestleMania weekend will kick off with Friday Night SmackDown.
Gotcha, okay.
As we kind of actually assumed with... once they announced the move to Fox. New table for 3. This will be fun, I think. Teddy Long, Ron Simmons, and JBL. Is Teddy Long going to make a tag team match with Ron Simmons and JBL player?
God, I hope not.
At dinner? Well, I see in the still shot from the YouTube video previewing Table for 3, Teddy Long's doing his trademark dance, so we can expect some dancing from Teddy Long. There is plans for Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions. It's going to be Austin-related programming on the WWE Network. The concept will be Austin talking with different personalities about their career and lives, similar to the Austin podcast special. So basically, kind of probably a not live version of the podcast with Austin on the network. So that'll be pretty cool, something to look forward to. Multiple Ring of Honor sources have confirmed that former champion Jay Lethal has suffered a broken arm at Honor United in England. The injury occurred towards the end of his match with PCO, and no word yet on how long he'll be out of action. He gets hurt and then has to listen to his name dragged through the mud by Jordan Myles. Triple H was not backstage at Monday Night Raw this week. Interesting. That was all that there was about that. Interesting.
Probably just needed a break.
We all do. Vince doesn't know that word, though.
He gonna know a break when he in his damn coffin.
True. If you're curious about the numbers of what Backstage was getting on FS1, not bad, actually. Preview episodes have gotten 597,000 and 426,000 ahead of their premiere here on November 5th, so not bad numbers there. But speaking of bad numbers, SmackDown got destroyed heading to FS1. They had 2.41 million last week, only 888,000, because I guess FS1's not on everybody's basic stuff. So
Nah.
So they lost 2/3 of their audience, which is very interesting. MLW, if you're a fan of MLW, this Saturday is their first ever pay-per-view. That'll be, you can catch that on Fight TV or any pay-per-view outlet. There is a pre-show at 7 Eastern, which features a triple threat tag team match between Contra Unit, Douglas James, Dominic Guarini, and Spirit Squad. Yes, the Spirit Squad. El Hijo de LA Park takes on Zenshi Sabio Vega. Remember that guy?
Yep.
He's in the action, and Airwolf is also in action on the preview show, and then the main event, LA Park takes on Jacob Fatu for the championship. The middleweight championship will see Austin Aries taking on Teddy Hart. That'll probably be a damn good match. The Dynasty against the Von Erichs in a Texas Tornado match for the tag champions. Timothy Thatcher takes on Tom Lawler, Filthy Tom.
Filthy.
Lil Key takes on Brian Pillman Jr. And for the MLW National Openweight Championship, Alexander Hammerstone takes on Davey Boy Jr.
That's a lot of syllables.
Alexander Hammerstone. And if you're into the old action figure thing, Pre-orders for Finn Balor, Goldberg, Andrade, and AJ Styles are out. And also, that's for Elite 74. And Series 104 shows the action figure debut of Keith Lee, Limitless. Former Lucha Underground executive producer Chris DeJoseph has announced that he's going to join MLW. Further confirming that Lucha Underground is dead, if you didn't know already.
D-E-D, dead.
Did. But he did a hell of a job while he was there at Lucha. So I think MLW has got a good man there, and him and Court Bauer worked together on the creative team in WWE, so I'm sure they got some stories to tell. John Cena, doing what John Cena does, donated $500,000 towards the California first responders who are battling the current wildfires in California there. I was at the bar on Thursday, and on the TV was an MLS game. It was a playoff game between the two LA teams, and man, you could see the smoke from that. That couldn't be easy to play in, man.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, you could see it. I took a screenshot, so I will send it your way just so you can see. But man, one end of the field was just you could hardly see it at all, man. I just got to go through a few of these pictures. Oh, I might have deleted it accidentally.
You deleted it?
Yeah.
You deleted it, JB.
Delete! So,
Why would you do that?
Yeah. I did post it on Facebook, though, so I'll get that eventually to you so you can take a look at it. It was pretty interesting. But, God, that can't be, you know, you got to exert yourself there playing soccer for 90-plus minutes and breathing in smoke from a wildfire. I bet that doesn't help much, does it?
Not at all.
All right. Mike Johnson, go to pwinsider.com. He posted today, or actually, if you're listening to it on Wednesday, it'd be yesterday on the 29th, exclusive interview with Billy Corgan, as he talks about the lessons he's learned with NWA so far, and with Powerrr getting off the ground and studio wrestling, and working with Dave Lagana. So go check that out on PW Insider, exclusive interview there. How about this? Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart are having issues getting to Saudi Arabia. They had a hard landing in Iceland, blowing out tires on their plane.
Good job.
And Hogan said a friend from Minnesota was able to let them use their plane to go from Iceland to Saudi Arabia.
Damn, I wish I had a friend like that.
No kidding. It's funny. He said a friend from Minnesota. I don't know. Maybe I think he's saying that Mike Johnson's kind of insinuating that he actually means that Ric Flair helped him out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so quite the interesting ride there. Actually, friend from Minnesota. Here it is. Mike Johnson just announced later on tonight. That friend was Brock Lesnar.
Oh, nice.
His plane stopped to refuel, and so they jumped on Lesnar's flight. And so, hey, he wasn't lying. It was Brock. He's from Minnesota, so now living in Canada. This is interesting. Evan Bourne is returning. Yes, Evan Bourne. Matt Sydal is going to be wrestling for Evolve. And since Evolve is under the WWE banner, they are having him use the name Evan Bourne. Very interesting. And Daryl, I just sent you the screenshot through the Twitter.
Oh, let me check that out, sir. Doodle-doo. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have canceled the game for that.
Days after Chris Jericho applied for the Inner Circle trademark, AEW did the same. What? Okay. Okay. I don't get it, but maybe Jericho's just trying to be a heel in real life on part, They announced today, also AEW announced that judges could decide the fate between Chris Jericho and Cody if there's no winner after the 60-minute time limit. A panel of 3 esteemed judges will vote for the winner. Kind of like boxing MMA type of deal, I guess, when it goes to the cards. And as Matt said, now people are expecting this match to go 60 minutes. This match ain't going 60 minutes, is it?
Yeah.
There may be a match down the line where they go to the panel, but this match ain't going 60 minutes. And Monday Night Raw, even though they had a crappy Monday night game, it still didn't matter as Raw barely scraped over 2 million. Hey, USA!
Steelers and the Dolphins.
Hey, USA! You enjoying those higher ratings?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's quickly get through this Crown Jewel crap. 20-man battle royale. Winner faces AJ Styles for the United States Championship later on in the evening. I'm looking at the list of who I would like to see face AJ Styles, and Apollo Crews sticks out. Akira Tozawa would be cool, but it ain't gonna happen. Buddy Murphy, but he's a heel. Drake Maverick, yeah right. Eric Young, yeah right. Cedric Alexander, we've already seen it. Luke Harper, Heath Slater, Humberto Carrillo. No Hayes. I bet you it's Humberto Carrillo.
I'm probably going to say the same thing.
Yeah, since they had that thing. Who do you think wins the Tag Team World Cup?
The Street Profits. I have no idea who all is in it, really.
They are not in it. I wonder if they're... I can't believe they're not in it. Maybe they're a surprise. Maybe they'll be a surprise entrant. They're not in it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably go with OC.
I'll match you with that.
Something to brag about, Something for the Good Brothers to brag about.
Pretty much.
We do know it ain't gonna be Lucha House Party. It ain't gonna be the B Team. They don't even call them the B Team anymore, so maybe they got rid of that stupid gimmick.
What are they called?
It just says Kurt or never mind. No, they're still the B Team. Never mind. I was having my hopes up. Ziggler, Rude, Revival, Hawkins and Ryder, New Day, Viking Raiders, Heavy Machinery, all rounded out. This will be a hell of a match. Mansoor takes on Cesaro. I'm assuming since they had Mansoor win a Battle Royale and then never did anything afterwards, they're probably going to have to beat Cesaro.
True. I can see that. I mean, honestly, I can see that simply because where we're at.
Falls count anywhere. Seth Rollins against The Fiend. Match cannot be stopped for any reason. Fiend's winning this. I said it last week on the show. Even though this
is this for the title or no?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Usually on the glorified house shows, the title, nothing major happens like title wise. The title's changing this. Bray Wyatt's winning this.
Oh, he's not.
Oh, you say no, huh?
I say no.
I say yes.
I say no.
I say yes. WWE Championship, Cain Velasquez against Brock Lesnar. You really think Cain's going to take the title?
Fuck no.
Nope, I don't think so either. It's all about Brock getting his revenge for getting his ass beat for real. And that's the damn truth. Team Hogan against Team Flair. Who cares, right?
Gives a shit.
Yeah. And then Braun Strowman, Tyson Fury. They didn't bring Tyson in to lose, right?
Not at all.
See, I told you it'd be quick.
I don't like that shit. Like, Braun deserves better.
Yeah, no shit he does. We got one question from the mailbag. Once again, please email us at anytime, any place at litmcpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's litmcpodcast@gmail.com. We'll get your questions read on the air at the end of the show. So get them into us at any time. We'll remind you throughout the week on Twitter as well. Daryl, we got one question from an old buddy of ours.
Yeah, it's a 2-part question. First question is, if you could ever be a guest on one of the big former WWE/WCW stars podcasts, who would it be?
And who sent us the email?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's coming from our favorite friend of the show, Mark Cho.
You know he's going to bury you for not mentioning his name there at first.
Yeah, that's fine.
This one's easy for me. Steve Austin. I'd love to sit down, have an IPA, Broken Skull IPA, sit down and have a day with Steve Austin, shoot the shit, it would be Steve Austin for me. How about you?
It would be Talk is Jericho.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, it'd be Talk is Jericho.
Yeah.
I think Jericho and myself talking shit would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the entire day and like spending a day with Austin drinking beer. Oh man, that's a dream, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Second part of the question is also, who would you have on the Lost in the Midcard podcast if there was no restrictions?
Easily John Moxley, because he's got a story to tell, and he's just an interesting cat. Not just my favorite wrestler in the world, but he would be, with no restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting down with Mox would be some fun. Obviously I'd love to sit down with any of my favorites, Eli Drake and whatnot. That would be fun. I've actually got to interview Eli Drake as part of a conference call back in the day when I did some interviews with Impact wrestlers. I would love to also have AJ Styles, another guy that's been everywhere. Just the conversation to have with him would be tremendous to have him on the podcast. Trying to think of some others, but Moxley and Styles kind of lead the way for me.
I concur with you on Moxley. I will also do Cody.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Actually, as a whole, as a couple, I would do Cody and Brandy because they both, were cycled through WWE.
Yep.
Her from a female talent to announcer perspective, as well as Cody being, the son of a plumber,
the grandson of a plumber, if
and
you will.
His exit from WWE, him and his brother's relationship, him as a kid when his dad was working for WWE and WCW. So yeah, I would love to hear both stories. Collectively.
And then speaking of stories being around the world, I would love to talk to Drew McIntyre as well. A man that's
a good one.
A man that left the WWE.
Had to reinvent himself. Yes.
And he sure did. He became a world champion, and he will eventually be a world champion in the WWE. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. Mark Cho, thank you for the question. Again, as always, please email litmcpodcast@gmail.com, and we will answer the questions that you provide, just like we did here. That's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. We thank SpiderDuck.net for being the host, enabling us to be on iTunes and Spotify and any of your favorite pro wrestling, any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. But hitting that subscribe button will let you know when that new episode drops in case we have to do it on a different day or such. If more than one of us is on assignment for the week, we may have to delay it for a day. Hopefully Matt will be back with us next week. He's on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. Make sure to give him a follow there. Again, all of our links to the podcast, you go to facebook.com/lostthemidcard or on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. That is going to be where you find those links. And once again, as always, email us any questions you want to hear on the air, litmcpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure to give us a follow as well. Daryl is on the Twitter at no one like D. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we wrap things up, and damn, we say hello to November already. What are your final thoughts, Daryl?
Kind of touching back on what I said earlier about the whole Jordan Myles thing. I just think that, collectively as wrestling fans, wrestling is for everybody. It should not be any part. Unfortunately, racism and people's opinions affect that and try to divide us, not necessarily as wrestling fans, but, as African Americans, as friends, as, just people, humanity, period, in society. I just think we just all need to come together and just enjoy wrestling as a whole, and hopefully, wishfully, hopefully, prayerfully, we can succeed at this, honestly.
Well said. It's hopefully this opens up some eyes. Obviously, it got coverage, so you would think this would be to the forefront of a topic internally within the company. Hopefully, it opens up some eyes and leads to improvement. Because that's all we can do right now is just move on and hope things get better as time goes on. For Daryl, this is Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week.